My sketchbook I use for pretty much everything. I take all my notes in there. Even when I'm designing my layout for my final boards, I sketch everything.
Well, I sketch to actually put my thoughts and my ideas on paper to visually see, what it really looks like when I, think about it and actually use my hand to draw it.
In studio, I use my sketchbook as kind of an idea booster. If I think of something while I'm in class or outside of class, I just pull it out and draw a quick sketch, and you never know what can turn into your whole design. So it's kind of important just to draw everything, even if it's not anything at the moment, it could turn into something.
Teaching sketching to students is a very important part of their professional development. Even though the sketching or the final rendering that we used to do back 20 years ago is no longer used as a final product, the actual sketching and the practice of sketching is still very important. In many ways, what students do in their sketchbooks, or even practitioners, designers, and academics, what we do in our sketchbook is actually jot down ideas that will turn into future built work or give way to more ideas. If you look at it, the analogy between an acorn and a tree, the sketch, being an acorn, has all the information needed to build a design in the same way that an acorn has the information needed for a tree to grow, for an oak tree to grow. So that's very important. A sketch is being the precursor to a design and the beginning of the design process. Sketching in and of itself is very important also in the fact that it requires observation. The sketcher needs to look. The sketcher needs to observe their immediate environment. And as landscape architects, that becomes very important because landscape architects are in charge, or their charge is to design exterior spaces. The actual process itself of sketching is very important because it builds a mental, what's called a mental scaffolding for future decision making. If we have a good understanding of how things function outside because we've observed them, we've sketched them, we've thought about them, that gives us a greater capacity to make decisions on the landscape or of the landscape that are based on our observations. Sketching with students is very invigorating and it's very important. It also informs my way of sketching, but more importantly, I think for every sketcher that I've ever met thinks that they sketch badly. So if we can take that idea of the quality, the actual quality, artistic quality of the sketch out of sketching, and we can use sketching as a practice to jot down ideas and to work on our observations, then a sketch becomes much more valuable. Then our sketchbook becomes much more important as far as our designs and for working out ideas within the process of design.